A mosquito flew in front of a lens, and I've got to say, that is one of the most terrifying images that I've ever seen. It feels like one of those really badly fake CGI videos that you get on YouTube of, oh my god, monster caught on camera, but this is like real, but kind of not. I like that. Right, welcome back to another Reddit video. Today we are on r/BossFight, a board full of pictures and GIFs and videos that make something look like it would be in a boss fight. If we get 1 million likes on this video, then I will make sure that scientists make sure that that giant mosquito in that first image is never something that could happen, because I don't think any of us would survive. My kids have attended this school for 3 years and we love it here. I found that the majority of teachers are excellent. And then somebody else posted another review with 1 star. My son was karate chopped in the throat by a Naruto one. There's a lot to digest. Is it a student that wants to be a Naruto wannabe, or is it a teacher? I really hope it's a teacher. This image is terrifying. Right now, the need for blood is rising. You've got this child, this deadpan emotion facing you. I get this is like meant to be like donate blood, but that's not at all what's come across here. This is just terrifying.
Do you got games on your phone?
Native American named Joseph Medicine Crow was fighting in World War II when he completed the 4 tasks required to become a war chief. He touched an enemy without killing him, took an enemy's weapon, led a successful war party, and stole 50 horses from a German camp. What part of becoming a war chief is stealing 50 horses from a German camp? That seems like an oddly specific thing to do to become a Native American war chief. So somebody's got this screenshot from Pokemon Go of a Dotrio, I think it's called, and a Psyduck inside of each other. And then somebody's drawn it with, it looks terrifying with like the blood. And then somebody who's a very good artist, clearly, decided to take it a step further. And why? Why did you decide to take it a step further? We could have just left it. It would have been fine, but no, you had to ruin it. I lost track of my husband while shopping, but I'm pretty sure he's in the area. And it's just a bunch of teddy bears in sexual... I mean... I understand being bored while shopping. It makes sense. You might as well do this. Chairman Meow, guardian of the gulag. And why do you have a Soviet flag in general? Like, why do you have the USSR flag? I don't get what the need for carrying that around in your room would be. Never mind, I've changed my mind. Look at the shadows on the roof. There's no flag there. It's Photoshop. This photo's fake. Now, this image is more like it for r/BossFights. It looks like that Pokemon, like Tangiello or something, like the little blue one with all the pool noodles similar to this. I'm just looking at this image and I'm actually genuinely just impressed at how they've managed to do... Where did you get so many of these from? My cat has become obsessed with sitting in my Zoom calls and has now perfected the art of glaring straight down the camera. And yeah, now I've got to hand it to him. He's like, they look like a double of each other. This is possibly the weirdest image I've ever seen. I think it's the Star of David, but made with... What? Why? I mean, if you... This would be a... It would be a weird boss fight, having to fight 6 kids in their arms in the shape of a star. I'm confused. Now, stick with me on this one. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is not photoshopped, and in Istanbul, there's just the biggest cat ever, and they're hiding it from the rest of the world. That's what's going on here. Right, then this primary school has made a what scares you most, and Paul says werewolves, Nina says sharks, Dylan says the unstoppable marching of time that is slowly guiding us all to an inevitable death. And Catherine says Dylan. And yeah, she's very right. I'm scared of Dylan too. Okay, we got our first video. Throws a pizza into the water. Oh, the water's moving. It's the eels or fish or something. No. You can barely tell if they're there because it's like they're the same color as the water. That's terrifying. Oh god, it just looks like some like weird, monstrous water figures just swallowed that pizza. No, don't like that. Not. I hate the ocean. When Ted shows up for the final level of TED Talks, and is that? I'm assuming that image is photoshopped. I know in Asia there's like a giant statue. I don't think it looks like that. But if that's not photoshopped, that is terrifying. I think the street looks more American though, so I'm gonna go with it is photoshopped. But still. That would be terrifying to see in real life. Roman soldier. Halt, strange person. Where are you from? Time traveler. I came from the future. What are your names? Roman soldier. My name is Quintus, as I am the 5th child in my family. My comrade is Sextus, for he is the 6th child in his family. What is your name? Time traveler. My name is Liv. Roman soldier starts counting on his fingers as his eyes open in fear. For context, LIV in Roman numerals is 54. And I think what's more concerning is the fact that the Roman soldier even got to the point where they asked a name and just skipped over the fact that he said, I came from the future. I feel like that should be addressed before the fact that you're the 54th child. Right, okay, we got a video there zooming in on, it looks like Turkey or something on Google Maps, and there's a car on a ridge. There's a giant man. Okay, they're tiny cars. That's what's good. No, I'm going to pretend for the rest of this, but these are giant people, and those are all normal-sized trucks. We've got this image of somebody's camera roll, and they've made this, like, display out of all their pictures, but I would just like to say how close the middle images are to a swastika, and for that reason, I cannot back this post, and we are moving swiftly on. Right, we got some old ladies on one of those, like, playground merry-go-round things where they spin, and honestly, the temptation to just run up, grab it, and spin it really hard would be really, really high. Oscar, a cat that served on 3 warships, 1 German, 2 British, all sank in action. The cat survived each sinking, floating away on wooden plank to rescue. The cat was known as Unsinkable Sam. Honestly, they're all celebrating this cat, but this cat clearly watched hundreds and hundreds of people die and did nothing about it. Oscar's a little shit. A cat from Denmark versus a cat from Russia after being saved from the fire, and the Denmark cat looks so sad and broken. Meanwhile, the Russian cat looks like you'd expect a Russian to be. And there's a reply that just says, the difference is the Russian cat started the fire, and yes, I fully believe that. Right, so clearly there's a theme going on here with cats. So I just walked into the kitchen at 5:30 a.m. and I saw this in the sink. This is not my cat. Imagine how terrified you would be if, first off, a cat was in your house, but then also the cat was in the sink, and then also it was at 5:30 a.m. There's a lot to unpack there. We got somebody in a cosplay for Godzilla, I think, or something. I haven't ever seen 1940s cosplay, but I didn't know it existed. So we got this video of a scarecrow on like some spring thing. I don't understand how it's got enough weight to even pull it all the way down and keep this going. But imagine you just forgot that you had this, and then at like you go out at midnight and you got like a light dimly lighting up this thing, and you'd be fucking terrified. I mean, this post, that's literally, that's the Eye of Sauron. I'm sure for a fact that they did that on purpose. There's no way they did it by accident. This one feels like an enemy out of a video game. Like, genuinely, not even just like a boss. This feels like just any enemy. It's kind of like Siren Head, but instead it's Light Head. This tree is like grown on a wall, but then the wall's fallen apart over time, but the tree hasn't, and now the tree is just floating about 3 meters in the air. And I don't like roots of plants, so this is kind of disgusting, but also kind of impressive. How can it support its own weight? We've got this, I assume, Japanese police officer, and he is carrying a samurai. You just wouldn't fuck with a police officer. It's like, if they've got a gun, especially in America, that feels like that's normal. That's normal. If they have a samurai sword, you should be scared. Nurse discovers her new colleague is a premature baby she cared for 28 years ago. That's like one of those 1 in a million coincidences. Like, what are the chances that the same person would be working at the same hospital, and then the person that they cared for 28 years later would go through the whole medical school and also become a nurse, and they would still be working there? Like, there's a lot going on there. It's taken me about 2 minutes of looking at this image to understand what the hell is going on here, but it's like a dog that's curled up into itself. I also don't know what it's curled up into. I could just see the eyes, and that's it, and I don't want to know, honestly. This guy just clearly watched Johnny Bravo and was like, I want to be that. And he did it, and I'm impressed. I think my favorite thing about the photo is the fact that he's taken the photo with like an instant camera as a selfie thing. That's beautiful. I'm definitely assuming that this is photoshopped or something. I don't see how that could be, unless they took a picture of it mid-air, but it was also at the same time that it looked like it stood perfectly. How is it levitating? And to finish it off, we'll finish it with this horrifying post. Yeah, this gives like Harley Quinn vibes. Don't like it, not one bit. She's like, it's like inviting you to take a bath, but you just imagine you're having a bath and it's just popped up. That's so much worse. Right, anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, let me know which post was your favorite. I'm gonna have to give it straight to the first one of the mosquito. That was genuinely a very impressive one, or the child who wants your blood right now. Anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please like it. It helps out massively for the YouTube algorithm and means that I can do this channel for longer. But other than that, I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed.